Joining us right now is the star of Turnaround King, international sales expert Grant Cardone.
Sales and personal finance expert Grant Cardone.
Expert Grant Cardone.
Grant Cardone is an entrepreneur and author of Sell to Survive.
Grant Cardone is a real estate expert. Do's and don'ts of how to survive a recession. It's Grant Cardone.
I don't want to save my way to wealth. I don't want to contract in order to become bigger. I want to expand and spend. You'd have to decide, hey, I'm going to turn this around and quit making excuses, quit being distracted.
This management is about to lose everything. Their last hope, this man, Grant Cardone, expert moneymaker, business guru. But can he save this business?
It appears to me that they're not sold on their own product anymore.
And keep a family from falling apart? Turnaround King. Premieres Sunday, June 19th, starting at 9 on National Geographic.
Go back and restore that childlike quality you have to really get what you want. You know, I should get what I want. You should get what you want. People should have what they want. There's no shortage of money. There's no shortage of love. There's no shortage of the things people want. And so if you can sell and persuade, if you could first sell yourself an idea, hey, maybe there's not a shortage. Maybe I could have what I wanted. Now I have to learn how to go get it.
So thank you for spending the next few minutes with me. How's everybody doing? Good. So what I want to talk to you today about is, like, how do you get to that next level? My whole life, whether I was doing well or doing very poorly, which I have, I've always wanted to know, how do I get to that next place? Okay, how do I get myself individually, as an individual, to that next place? How do I get my business to the next place? How do I get other people to the next place? So when Alex says that he stole my guy, it's true, he did. And I admire him for being a predator. Today, what I want to talk to you about is how to dominate and not compete. The truth is, the fact that Alex could take one of my guys doesn't make him a bad guy. It makes my system weak. I shouldn't resent him because he grabbed somebody out of my organization. Hoorah for him. Would you agree? Shame on me for not having the holes or the links tight enough on my organization that this guy wouldn't leave me. It's not his fault. It's not Alex's fault. It's my fault. So look, in my life, I mean, what I'm going to give you for the next 50 or 60 minutes, look, if you want to get rich, you want to be really successful. When I say rich, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about a rich life, freedom, time with family, choices, get to do what you want. You get to move where you want, go where you want, do what you want. I've lived in Los Angeles, California for 10 years. I was in La Jolla, California for 12 years before that. I left Texas, 0% state income tax, to move to California, was willing to pay the 10.3. I was fine with the 10.3. Now they want to take it to 13. And I told Jerry Brown, if you raise it to 13, I'm leaving. I'm going to pick up my family. I'm going to pick up my business. Why? Because I'm free. I'm free. I get to roll, baby. I get to do what I want, go where I want. That's why I'm in business for myself. I'm not trapped. I'm not a slave. You're not going to handcuff me. So I'm going to go where it's friendly, where people are supportive, where it's good for me and my business and my family and the people that work with me, and where it's good for me. And I would expect that that's why you got in business for yourself, right? Look, if you want to be in business for yourself and free, you must learn to dominate. You cannot compete, okay? How many were trained this? Competition is a healthy thing. That message was not being delivered to entrepreneurs. That message was being delivered to consumers. There was somebody saying, look, the more oil companies we have, the better, because it's good for the customer, right? The more technology companies we have, it's not just Microsoft, the better for the customer. And inventions and improvements in products comes from competition. But if you're the one playing the game, you want to dominate the field. Would you agree? Let's say I'm playing a football game or a basketball game or a baseball game. I want to be on offense the whole time. Right? If I owned banks, I'd want to own every bank. I'd want the New World Order. I'd want to dominate planet Earth. Okay? How many of you in the room have an iPhone? How many in the room have a phone that looks like, let me see, where's mine at? I never let go of my phone, ever. You know why? Because this phone is a prospecting tool. This phone is a way for me to stay in communication with millions of people. This is not a phone anymore, right? When Steve Jobs got into the business of printing phones, do you know what his company told him? Stevie, don't do it. Do not do it. stay with your iPods, bro. Leave the phone alone. Okay? He's like, I'm going to make a phone so sexy. Do y'all know this story? I'm going to make a phone so sexy that people will want to lick the buttons off the phone. How many of you have an Apple product, an iPhone? How many of you have licked your phone? Okay? Most of you in a room bought that phone in the last 5 years. You bought it through the single worst contraction in the history of the United States, and you spent $500 on it, plus the $125 you spend every month, right? You got about $2,000 wrapped up in a phone, and you haven't even considered what you paid for that phone. And you don't use it. You don't use it properly. And I'm telling you, if you don't have a piece of technology like this, it's impossible for you to dominate. Impossible. This is called a smartphone. If you don't have a smartphone, what kind of phone do you have? That would be a dumb phone, right? I got a dumb phone. I got one of those old Blackberries. All I can do is email with it. Dude, you want this thing to do everything. You want this thing, I want to be everywhere all at the same time. That's freedom. Okay? So look, I want to talk to you about domination, not competition. And I don't want to talk about you dominating other people physically. I want to talk about dominating space by using things like Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn and Google Plus and blogging and becoming an expert in your field to where when somebody thinks about your business, your picture comes up. If that's not happening, you are going to blame the marketplace. The marketplace will deliver pain to the people that compete. Why? Because they're all competing. And then there's this one guy way out in the lead. He doesn't compete, right? That's where you want to be. That's how you have to think now. Okay, you're in a new economy. How many believe this economy, the one you're in right now, is extremely fragile, filled with tremendous amounts of uncertainty? How many agree with that? Okay? How many agree also, come 2013, when this election gets handled, whether it's Mitt or whether it's Mr. Barack Obama, whoever it is, okay, how many believe they got their hands full? Dude, we haven't even solved the debt problem yet. Okay? You think this thing couldn't roll over again? I'm here to tell you it can. And you know who's gonna feel the pain? The people that compete. Who will cherish that moment are the people that dominate space. Why? Because people that dominate like contractions. People that are extremely well-versed, well-trained. You know, if I'm training for a ball game, right, I'm the best trained team, I like a muddy field. I like it wet. I like ice on the field. Would you agree? Because my competition is not as well-trained. I want to dominate space. I actually look for opportunities of contraction. Trust me, folks, in your lifetime, you're going to see another contraction more severe than the one you saw in 2007. More severe. Does that scare you? It scares me. It scares me enough to say, hey, buddy, you better get busy. I was 51 years old when Lehman's collapsed, okay? Let me see, is that right? No, I was 49 years old when Lehman's collapsed. I had never written a book in my life. It was on Thursday afternoon. It had been made clear that Bear Stearns and Lehman's were done. Okay? On that day, I started writing a book. By Sunday, I was finished with this book. I wrote the chapters between Thursday and Saturday. Okay? On Sunday, I started writing the book. In 3 hours, it was finished. This book is about, on that day, I wrote, all people on planet Earth became salespeople when Lehman's collapsed. Because money wasn't available anymore. Who did well? How many people just got wiped out of real estate? The pretenders did. Right? The guy that was at Pizza Hut and now he got in the mortgage business, he can't make $700,000 anymore, can he? Truth is, he never deserved the 700. See, the marketplace will always discipline people that aren't prepared. Success loves preparation. It loves it. It admires it. It just flows money back to it. Success loves preparation. And the marketplace will discipline those that are just stuck in the pack. So today I'm not going to talk to you about dominating your market or even dominating your competition, but I want to start thinking about how are you dominating yourself? Like, what do you think the number one thing that most of us have our attention on every day? And one of the things that makes these conferences so beautiful is you get pulled out of some of that noise out there. Would you agree? Who do you think your number one problem in real estate today is? Yourself? Okay, who else? Who else could it be? Say again? Absolutely the people around you. Anytime I have production stall in any of my companies, the first thing I look at, I don't look for talent. I look to get rid of people. First thing I do every time, who can I get rid of? I'm looking for somebody to freaking kill. I need to get rid of somebody. You know why? Because I push with so much force into my universe, into my businesses, whether it's buying real estate, apartments, whether it's pushing rents up, whether it's doing my seminar business, my book business. I push so hard that if I'm not getting results all the time, somebody has to be pushing back. Somebody in my organization actually has to have the intention, conscious or unconscious, to hold me up. The first thing I'm going to do is start getting rid of people. Okay, who is it? Who is it? I'm looking for the cancer in my organization. You know, you talk about people dying from disease. Look, people die from negativity every day. They just got to wait 80 years to make it official. How many of you know negative people? How many in the room have been negative before? You have been negative. You know why? Because the number one dominating force on planet Earth is the media. It's the media. The media, 800 TV channels spew negativity onto the American public and every other country on planet Earth. They just puke it on you. Oh, but I watch Fox. Good. They puke at Fox and they do at MSNBC. It's just you're in agreement with the puke. I got some conservative puke. I got some liberal puke. Right? And you got Stossel in the middle. He's like, okay, I'm just an independent puker. Dude, puke is puke. Would you agree? Just because you got used to it. Oh, I like O'Reilly's puke. I like Hannity's puke. I use every one of the news channels. If you'll see me on TV doing news one day, okay? I don't watch news. I make news. See the shift? You see the slight shift? Don't watch the news. Decide when you leave here today to make the news. Right? You don't read the newspaper, you write newspaper articles. You don't read books. Yeah, read them, but learn to write them. And you don't need to spend a lifetime writing a book. This was 3 hours. Okay, we sold 40,000 copies of this one book and it was self-published. It's never, ever, ever been in a bookstore. A guy writes me, says, man, you got misspelled words all in that book. I'm like, yeah? Yeah, what? So what? Where are they? 123, 128, 134, 165, 120. I'm like, yeah. And bad grammar, too. I'm like, yeah, what's your point, dude? What's your point, man? Why you keep telling me that? He's like, because, man, you got misspelled words in the book. It's a bestseller, bitch. Okay, so it ain't best written, okay? You know what, now, this word bitch, just so nobody I don't want you to think that that's a cuss word. The word bitch, look it up in the dictionary, means a complainer, a whiner, an excuse maker. I wear a little band on my pin here, on my wrist here. It's a little black band, and it says, champions dominate. And on the other side, don't be a little bitch. That's right. Because I don't need it. I need to get rid of the whiners, the excuse makers. Oh my God, it's the market. It's the market. Oh my God, prices. Oh, inventory. Okay, 9 months ago, there's too much inventory. Now, too little inventory. Human beings have so many excuses, it's unbelievable. You know why? Because you watch the news too much. Because you've agreed to receive news, not make news. So when Lehman's collapsed, I watched 25 years of hard work either dissipate, and I'd done everything right. Everything, okay? Conservative, never used high leverage. Sometimes I'll put 40% or 50% down on a deal. Everything cash flows from day one. I didn't do any of the stuff all the problem makers did. All the over leverage, the debting, all the builders that have never been disclosed that really created this problem. It wasn't the banks, it was the builders bringing product to the banks. Borrowing 115%, building product that couldn't be sold yet, making up actual buyers for the product, okay? I didn't do anything wrong yet. Was I caught up in it? All my assets gets frozen. I got a bank that I owe $42 million to. The bank goes under. New bank comes in. They don't know me. They're like, hey, let's go. Right? Because my loan's maturing. Values had gone down. And I'm sitting with my wife saying, oh, my God, man. I got 4 businesses, and they're all on stall. Engine's dying. What does this mean, Grant? My wife's an actress, okay? What does this mean? I said, baby, this is the biggest opportunity of our lifetime. It's the biggest. It's the monster, okay? Now, here's the problem with it. You're going to 40% less than you've seen me before. Okay, you're not going to see me much. Because I'm going to go out into the marketplace right now, and I am going to literally cover up. This is my moment to expand into the marketplace while everybody was doing what? What was everybody doing for 3 years? All of them retracted. Okay? This is my moment to dominate, not compete. So that's really what I want to tell you about today. I want you to walk out thinking, man, how do I dominate? Not other people. How do I start dominating my own self, my own time? If you know what day it is, you're not busy enough. Okay? Oh, man, I can't wait till Friday. Dude, I don't even, what day is it right now? You should know it's Monday. You should be busy. You should be, but Grant, Sunday is the Lord's day. It's the day we take off. You need to reread that whole deal. God created the universes in 6 days and took a break. Okay? Everybody's stuck on the Sunday, okay? You forgot about the part he did before that. I know people taking Saturdays and Sundays off and they didn't create anything all week. True or not true? Look, I hear about the unemployment numbers every day. I said, I sure wish they talk about all the people that are employed that don't deserve a job. Because there's millions of those still in the marketplace. And the next time we get another contraction, those people are going to get delivered pain. That's what the marketplace does, man. It basically disciplines anybody that refuses to discipline themselves. It is the correction. So look, here's the deal. I might be wrong in what I say, okay? I might be wrong in the things I do in my life and the business that I started. My family's told me not to start every business that I've been involved in, every one of them. Every one of them was a risk. Every one of them I had to take a chance. I remember my mom used to tell me, I wouldn't do that if I were you. I wouldn't do that if I were you. I wouldn't do that if I were you. I'm like, Mom, you wouldn't do anything. Well, you wouldn't do anything except be the mother, a great mother to 5 children. My mother wasn't an entrepreneur. She didn't have my dreams. Just because she's my mom doesn't mean she dreams like me. Would you agree? Okay? My mom was wrong about everything she told me not to do. Love my mom to death. Okay? Unbelievable friend of mine. She was wrong. I needed to do those things. Okay? Steve Jobs needed to build this phone. Would you agree? Did he help a lot of people? Did he make some money while he was doing it? $119 billion in 5 years. In the bank. Cash. I'm not talking about, I'm talking about done in the bank, sitting there. Okay? Brings a great product to the marketplace. Domination or competition? Total domination. Coca-Cola, competition or domination? Total domination, okay? Exxon, total domination. You see what I'm saying? You want to be in a dominating point, okay? So what we got to do is we got to get you thinking. We got to get you thinking like the dominators think. How do they act? How does Warren Buffett act? What does Warren Buffett do with his time all the time? Those are the people I study today. I don't study the people that I went to school with, the teachers I went to school with. I don't even study my own family members, okay? I'm looking for people that are way up here that I can say, hey, what are they doing? Because they're doing it right. My dad died when he was 52 years old. My dad worked his whole life to provide for 5 kids and his wife, and he did his job, and then he died. That's not the program I want to get on. Is that the program you want to be on? My dad died, he bought his dream house 9 months before he died. He leaves 2 10-year-old boys, one of me. I'm a twin. 2 10-year-old boys, never got to enjoy us. I never got to enjoy him. Why? Because he worked so hard with no concept of freedom. He had a good job, he made some money, but he is basically imprisoned in his thinking that work is hard. It is. It's difficult to compete. Would you agree? Real estate's difficult. How many agree it's difficult? And when it gets good, what happens? Everybody comes into it, right? And then you're like, what's this guy doing it? Okay, what's this guy doing right now? So I look to surround myself with people that can dominate, people that are certain, okay, people that know what they're doing, people that are in control. So when I say I'll be uncertain, I might be wrong. I might be wrong about it. Would you agree? Like I'm leaving California. I might be wrong, but I'm certain in my wrongness. Somebody said, how do you know you're going to like Miami? Look, I've already made a decision. I'm going to Miami. I'm moving to Miami. I'm going to like Miami. Why don't you go try it out? Don't need to try it out. I'm committed. Of course I need a realtor. Okay, no offense, but it's a dumb question. Why would you ask me, do I need a realtor? Do you think I don't need a realtor? No, I got the internet. I mean, really. See, those are things you're asking out of an old economy. You got to change some of your pitch. You got to think different. Austin, Texas. I don't own anything in Austin 1 year ago. Last October, I'm in an exchange out of California. I find a piece of property on the internet. It's called the Monolino Apartments in Round Rock, Texas. Anybody know that property? Property's been on the market for 10 months. It's 242 units. It cash flows right now. It's a great property, 10 years old. I call this guy the king of Austin commercial real estate. Charles, Grant Cardone from Los Angeles, California. I want to buy Round Rock. Yeah, sure. Now, this guy's the king. He's a legend, okay? But you see, all legends have this cycle where they legend, and then they lose interest. And they keep coasting as legends, and then what happens? They're not running the game anymore. They don't want to dominate. They're resting on yesterday's laurels. They're not reading anymore. They're not studying anymore. They're not coming to conferences anymore. Right? They're not in the game anymore. They're not preparing anymore. I'm listening to the phone call, okay? Because I think everything is in terms of domination. Everything, every phone call I'm on, every email, I'm looking all the time for that moment where I can seize an opportunity like Alex did with stealing some of my people, okay? Okay? A true American he is. I like that about you, dude, okay? See, that's a guy I can trust. That's the kind of guy I'd want to be in a partnership with. Not somebody I wouldn't trust. Why? Because he's aggressive, dude. He's a winner. That's why you came. I don't want to be around people. Hey, you resting? You've been working so hard. Oh my God, man, when are you going to take a vacation? I mean, get a little break. You know, my assistant said, you need to get some rest. I'm going to get to a hotel when you red-eye into Orlando tonight. I'm going to get you a hotel. I'm like, hey, man, I don't need a hotel. I asked you for a hotel. Don't be stupid. Hey, you don't know if I'm tired or not. You're tired. You go get some rest. I'm fine. How many of you if you ever seen anybody die from work, I want to see your hand. You ever seen that happen? Ain't going to happen to you. People are dying every day. They don't get burnt out. You don't get burnt out. You lose your purpose. You lose your purpose. You lose your meaning. When I'm tired, I look at my purpose. What's my purpose? Okay, what's my purpose? Oh, my game's not big enough. My game's not big enough. My game's not big enough. I'm not interested anymore. Right? So here I am. Lehman's collapsed. It folds up. I got real estate tied up. Okay, I start blowing these books out. Every 6 months, I'm writing a book. And then I start expanding back in the marketplace with real estate. I start looking for opportunities in real estate. I call this Charles Sakar guy up. I'm like, hey, that 242 units in Round Rock, I want to buy it. This is what he tells me. I've never sold anything to anybody in California. I said, well, dude, we're going to go ahead and break that up for you, okay? You're not going to be able to say that. You guys are too difficult to work with. I'm like, dude, I'm the easiest close you will ever get in your life. What am I doing right now? He's like, look, the seller wants full price. Product's been on the marketplace for 10 months. I don't tell Charles it's been on the market for 10 months. I don't tell Charles it's overpriced. This is what I tell Charles. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to close in 30 days. I'm going there tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow. I'm on a plane tomorrow. Would you at least drive over there and meet me? Okay, it's 2,000 miles for me, and it's probably 18 miles for you. I'm going to pay full price for it, Charlie, okay? It's going to be the easiest deal you ever did in your whole freaking life, okay? I guarantee I'll get a loan or I'll pay cash for it. Would you meet me tomorrow, please? What am I doing right now? Huh? I'm selling him. This ain't begging. Shit. This is begging. Charles, please, Charles. Please, Charles. Charlie, please. Please, Charles. I'm selling Charlie right now. Why? A buyer has to sell. To get a loan, I got to sell the bank. You guys aren't in real estate. You're business people. And every business person has to sell. You show me one business that doesn't have to sell. The day Steve Jobs died, they called him everything. Inventor, genius, world changer, ding the universe. They called him all these things. Not one tweet, and there was hundreds of thousands of tweets. Not one tweet said, Steve Jobs, master salesperson. But that's what he was. Why? Because in America, we have this disdain for selling. We have a hate, a dislike. You don't even put it on your business cards, do you? Oh, shit, I can't put that on there. No, I'll call myself anything but a salesperson. Right? You tell me somebody that's not a salesperson. What do you think? What happened? If you go to India, you go to Mexico, or you go to China, and I walk in a room and say, I am a master salesperson. I know everything about a sale. I know as much about selling as a neurosurgeon knows about the brain. I know when somebody says budget, it's over our budget, I actually know that means they'll go over their budget. You don't know that. You don't know that. You don't understand when somebody says they have a budget. If you really break that down, you'd understand that they're actually saying, I've bought from everybody except you. And that's why I put a budget in place. I'm trying to control my urge to purchase.
These pictures of us in there.
So when somebody says to me, but it's more money than we planned on. Okay, I'm with you. Sign right there. It won't be the first time. All right, you're right. Let's do it. The product's too much money. Do you hear that objection? You knew that before you called me. And you still made the phone call. Let's go see it today. Okay? I'm selling a piece of real estate and I'll come back to the Round Rock story. My house is being sold in Hollywood. Every realtor in town told me it was too much money. Every realtor, it's too much money. They said I was an idiot. They said I was stupid. They said he's insane, okay? The person that's gonna buy my house is gonna be a billionaire. It doesn't matter. $1 million here, $1 million there, it doesn't matter. Right? Does he overpay for everything? A guy that's worth $39 billion. Does he overpay for stuff? Huh? What do you think? Every day. So why shouldn't he overpay for my house? What's the difference, man? Come on, bro. It's just money. Let's roll. But selling my real estate in Hollywood during a tough market, I have to keep the realtor sold. You got to stay certain. How do you know it's overpriced?
Check out the rap.
Alex was showing you numbers today. You were wrong for the last 30 years.
It's sunny Florida. You can't be in Florida without
right?
a Ferrari.
Miami, you can't buy anything in Miami. They said they had 10 years of condo stock in Miami. Dude, they got 2 months of condo stock or less. Okay? If you look at the prices in Miami, they are straight up and vertical. It's the hottest real estate market in the country. You got people from Argentina, Brazil coming in. You got people from Russia and Europe and France saying, this is cheap. This is a steal. See, people in the neighborhood never change the market. You know why? Because they're looking in the rearview mirror. How many of you drive a car?
So they won't get the match dirty.
Next time you get in your car, I want you to pay attention to the windshield.
TV's in the back, man.
Okay? It's that big. The rear view mirror is about that big.
Take y'all here to
I could take my rear view mirrors out, jerk them out of my car because I have all my attention up in front of me.
once again.
The other thing is I go extremely fast, so I don't have people on the side of me. I'd rather the ticket.
I'm always stuck with the great coupon.
I want to get there quick. I value my time. Do you? Right? So this Charles Sakar guy's like, oh my God, you're going to come out here. You really a buyer. Have you looked over stuff? Dude, I'll pay the full price. I'll do the deal. And what I realized was Charles Sakar was the wrong broker to list this property. He was doing this to everybody. He wasn't doing it just to me. Okay? I bought the property, paid full price, closed on a Thursday, put it back on the market the following Thursday for $18.6 million, closed in 3 months for 18.3, and I paid 16. This happened 6 months ago. in Austin, Texas, tough market to buy a product in. Would you agree? Multifamily product, B quality. A lot of institutions could look at that kind of product. It's big enough, okay? Look, you got to get in the game to dominate the game. You got to look for every opportunity. How many believe you're missing opportunities right now? They're coming past you. They're there. You got to get in the game. You can't be in a newspaper. You can't be on TV. You can't be watching Anderson Cooper in his little tight T-shirt and he comes out and thinks it's big news. I'm like, dude, everybody knew. Come on, bro. Okay? Biggest problems, okay? Number one, biggest problem is uncertainty. It's not competition. It's not the banks. It's not leverage. It's not competition. It is uncertainty. You're uncertain. If you're uncertain, I'm uncertain. Would you agree? You get uncertain, I don't know if I should do it or not. Number two, obscurity. I don't know who you are. If you don't know who I am, and that's why I told Alex, I said, let's do the video. I don't even think we did the video, did we? Yeah, we did the video. Okay. People have to know who they're doing business with. If I'm obscure and you don't know me, okay, here Lehman's collapsed, nobody knows me. So I write a book. I write this book, come out with it. 6 months later, write a book on closing a deal, okay? We publish that book. We talk about it. This book comes out, If You're Not First, You're Last. I'm talking about it. This is in 1 year, 3 books, okay? If You're Not First, You're Last is a book about how to literally get people to not forget you, okay? That becomes a New York Times bestseller, and then I come out with the 10X rule. This outsells every other business book in airports. Now, why am I writing books? There's no money in books, folks. Why would I write 4 books? The average American reads 1 book a year. Why would I write books? Say again? Notoriety? I'm trying to cover up space. These are losers. I lose money selling books. Okay? Oh, that'd be great, yeah. This is Jared, by the way. Give Jared a big hand. Okay? Jared helped me win some money last night playing blackjack. We dominated. Okay, these people dominate. What? Look around this. Look around this place. Can we get you something to drink, huh? Can I get you some cigarettes? Why are they doing that? They don't want you leaving that table. Can they get you insurance? I got some insurance for that 16. Dude, look, if they offer something to you in this town, don't take it. Why am I doing this? Because I want readers to know me. The average American reads 1 book a year. The top CEOs in America read 5 books a month, 60 plus books a year. Okay, you want to be in the game? Read. I buy books. I don't care about the $30 the book costs. You know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for $1 million every book I open. I'm looking for $1 million. Okay, I quit looking for $10. I did that when I was a kid. I'm looking for millions now. I'm looking for $1 million. How many believe this is much work to work for $10 as it is for $1 million? It's the same amount of work, man. Same amount of rejection, same amount of uphill. It's the same amount of bullshit. Okay? So you just change the target, okay? If you were homeless and I was going to coach you out of homeless, the first thing I would tell you is not to change your clothes, not change your location, just change your ask. The ask. Dude, can you give me 100?
Check out the pool. Go check out the pool.
How about 100, man? Just 100, man. How many believe he'd be better off at the end of the day if he was asking for 100 rather than a quarter? Just to change the amount you're asking for.
Let me show you some people we know.
Do you see what I'm saying? You know, when I go into an organization, I want to do the easy stuff, not the hard stuff. I don't want to change a guy's clothes, his location, and everything. I just want to change one little thing. So today I'm talking to you about, man, change what you're reading every day. Change what you're reading. Change the influence of your getting. A guy gets this book. We heard this last night. He's on the audio version of this book. He goes from $30,000 a month in income to $80,000 a month in income in 1 month. He's been on the program for 4 days, okay? He's like, oh my God, man, I scored the 4th day I was on the program. He starts listening to it again. Everywhere he goes, he's listening to this audio program. All of a sudden, it changes the way he's thinking about how much action he has to take. It takes 10 times the amount of activity. Phone calls, emails. It takes 10 times just to burst through noise. Would you agree? You're trying to get people's attention because you're in obscurity with them. Hey, could you meet me tonight? He's thinking about picking up his daughter tonight. You're in obscurity. He doesn't know who you are yet. So if you want to get successful, a couple things you got to do. You got to get certain. How many of you agree with that? Okay? That doesn't mean at this conference this weekend. That means when you leave here, man, what can I cover myself up so that I'm certain? Number two, how do I get out of obscurity? How do I get people to know me? Everybody here should write a book. Everybody in this room should write a book.
We're gonna start off first.
You should be writing blogs. You should be tweeting every day, okay? Twitter and Facebook, these are not new things. These are prospecting tools. These are tools that cost nothing.
It has everything.
And for those of you in the room have kind of like just said, I don't have time for social media.
Board racks,
I got a business to run.
A little bit of bass. Always gotta have bass.
Anybody ever heard anybody say that? I don't have time for Twitter.
Got these TVs built
I'm
in
running
right
a business.
Say you filmed a little bit of footage
into the ground.
The RCA code, and sit back and
okay, just to crash some old beliefs. Okay, just so you see what this does. I'm gonna take a picture of these people over here. Okay, and just tell me. Anybody got a second hand on their watch?
When you purchase a Bentley, at least as a skater.
Tell me how long this takes.
I call this the Stormtrooper.
A watch.
Just black.
Okay, sorry.
On white.
Let's see.
22. God.
So, who you, Luke Skywalker?
Stormtrooper.
Stormtrooper?
Yeah.
How long that take?
Your vehicle, my friend.
10 seconds.
This is the
223,000 people will see that tweet.
All blacked out.
I don't have time for Twitter. No, you're competing and not dominating. You're not using the tools available to you. They're free. Facebook and Twitter are your friends. LinkedIn is your friend. You need to understand them. You can't delegate this, okay? You don't turn this over to one of your people in your office. There's not a person in my office that can come to me and knows more about Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, communicating, because I could have a social media person that doesn't know how to communicate. Would you agree? He knows all this fancy stuff about Twitter, but he doesn't know how to market on it. He doesn't know how to get attention on it. You want to get attention, you got to get out of obscurity with people. The third problem you have is they're not thinking about you when they go to pull the trigger. Yeah, I knew you were in real estate. How many had this situation? They didn't you to list your house because they forgot about you. Oh my God, I forgot. How many had that experience? You failed on number 3. They weren't thinking about you when they were ready to pull the trigger. And number 4, because you lack persistence. It's very difficult to be persistent, particularly if you're living in a thinking that I'm going to try once, I'm going to try twice, I'm going to try 3 times, and that's it.
Here is Suge Knight, and our beautiful puppy is Dr. Dre. Keep it moving.
It's going to take way more than 3 times. Would you agree? My wife watched me call one man 15 times in 3 days.
Like
without a return phone call.
Bear in the forest.
She's like, how many times are you going to call him? Oh, I'm going to call him until we talk.
No other man rocks a giant
My
gold
God.
piece in their own face.
I'm like, it worked on you.
Shoe chef right here. Look like our Phoenix. You got to wrap your face.
It worked on you. I meet this. You ever seen an ugly guy with a beautiful?
The yard right here.
You ever seen that? You're like, how did he do that? That is impossible.
Show the people. Do work.
How many seen that before? Okay. I met my wife the first night I moved to Los Angeles. I met her. I knew immediately. I'm like, that's my wife right there. I'm going to marry her. She's going to have my children. Guarantee you, I know for sure. I called my mom. Hey, I met my wife tonight. You been out with her? Nah, she doesn't want to have anything to do with me. Okay, what's my job now? I got to sell her. I don't need to date her. I got to sell her. I called her twice a month for 13 months without a return phone call. If you ask my wife, ask her the story. If you ever meet her, great chick, 13 months, man, twice a month. Not one return phone call.
Really comfy for me.
Okay? Her friends are like, Grant, you got to quit calling her, man. This is like bordering on stalking.
Around the top of the room is
I'm like, it's not stalking if it works.
Signature boards, all in chronological order from when I was
If it works, is it stalking?
26 up here.
No, it's marriage.
When I was young,
okay?
my father started collecting.
I need to stay interested. See, this is what people do. They set a target. You remember when you were a kid and you set targets that were big, giant? Had nothing to do with reason? They were giant, right? And then you had some difficulty getting to it, and somebody said what?
Living room.
Dude, your goals are unrealistic. You need to drop your goals down. And add 40 years.
Up into this house,
and end up with nothing.
Hey, we move on to this.
Certainly not
There's only one thing
congruent
here,
with your
really,
potential.
And that's these wonderful organic eggs here.
How many believe you have more potential than you're going for right now?
Flaxseed oil.
Dude, it's way up here. It's beyond what you're going for. So you want to set it here. I want to set my targets up here. I never lower a target. Never, ever. That's my target. I'll fail on my target. My whole lifetime I might fail on that target, but I won't let it go.
Fake that thing is when I got up
So
to it,
when I first started buying real estate, I used to write this down. I own 10 apartments. I own 10 plus apartments. That's all I buy is apartments. I own 10 plus apartments. I own 10 plus apartments. I own 10 plus apartments. First deal I ever bought was 38 units. Bought 38. I own 100 apartments. I just changed my number. I own 100. Next deal I bought was 40. Next deal I bought was 70. Next deal I bought was 250. Let's go. I got to stay interested. I got to keep my targets up here. I got to keep changing that target so I'm interested. I'm not talking about success, money, accumulation. I'm talking about keeping me interested in my potential. It is my duty. It's my obligation. It's my responsibility. And I would say to you, this is, I guess you can hear the problem.
Look at this man.
I just want to be sure you guys know, okay? I would say to you that it's your duty, your obligation, and your responsibility to fulfill your potential, and that's actually what success is. Success is not money. Success is, I'm going to get this chick to marry me.
Is a veteran of war, you know, respect
right?
to you.
I'm gonna get her attention. What was my problem? Uncertainty.
I'm living the American dream.
Okay, let me X that off, dude. I'm certain she's the right one. Okay, she is the one. Okay, good. Now, how do I get over to security with her? How do I get Elena? Okay, how do I get Elena to know me? Excellent job. Give this man a big hand. Okay, a big hand. Come on, man. Let's go. Dude, you got to practice enthusiasm. Okay.
You seen our house, the ATM machine?
That was good. That was good. That was good. If you're going to do that with him, what do you think? The customer, when a customer calls, guy calls me on the phone. Hey man, can you handle? Do you have any short sales? Sir, did somebody tell you to ask for me? Do you know how powerful that line is? Do you know how powerful that opening line is? You have no short sale inventory, nothing, zero. It's been going for 90 days. You got anything that's been short sold, anything up the bank? Did somebody
whoa, no solicitors out here, man. No solicitors. Oh, MTV, what's up? Yeah, y'all can come in, man. Hold on. Make sure you wipe your feet on this rug before you come in. When you're in the South, always wipe your feet on the rug, man. Don't disrespect me.
You said I'm your guy?
Yeah, aha. So you're in Ludacris' house right now. First of all, what I want you to know is as soon as you come into my house, what I'm about that business. So we're going straight to my office.
Where's your enthusiasm at?
That's my record company. I am CEO. Man, one of my favorite statues right here. My man smoking a good cigar. Come on down here. I'm gonna take you to my living room.
What are you doing, man?
This is the chilling area.
You know what? Most people are gonna spend.
This right here is genuine German Shepherd, y'all. I don't think you know about this. I'm just playing. It's called Russian Sable, man. It's more priceless than mink. This is what I like most about this room right here. It's my vinyl wall. So I'm gonna put all my plaques that I ever get up on this particular wall.
It's good for me.
Right here you got your fireplace. Of course it matches the room. Everything's coordinating. You gotta coordinate all the time.
Let me go get an 8. Okay,
so right now we are entering the kitchen.
Okay, let me get a 4. All right, I'll just go to straight down.
I love the kitchen because I love to eat all different kinds of food.
That's why most guys.
Of course, on the refrigerator, this is beautiful art. One of the parties that went down, disturbing the peace parties, you got all kind of alcoholic beverage bottles just empty right here because everybody got drunk. The only 2 things you need in your refrigerator: chicken and beer. There's nothing else you need.
You gotta be totally committed.
This is the crazy thing about the house. This is why everybody calls my crib the swamp. Right here in this hallway, on the way to the bedroom, it's 3-dimensional. You actually have a swamp.
Why can't you have everything?
Just makes you feel a certain way when you walk through here, man. It's like bringing the outside inside. And I'll be damned if you find something like this in anybody's house.
He wasted the first 64 years.
Alright, so right now this is the master bedroom.
We got 2 babies right now, both of them born.
I call it the lion's den because if you look up top, you'll see pictures of lions all around the top of the room. You got chains on the pillows, fox fur on the bed. This is where I get wild, man. This is where my hair comes out. You know, I'm about to put some handlebars up top.
She's pregnant. Why would I bring her to a place with sick people?
Right now we're gonna go into the master bathroom.
Grant, man, you
gotta have a hot tub. You gotta have candles around the hot tub. It's only right.
I didn't go to the hospital to have sex.
Got my little Mr. Miyagi tree over here. The baddest thing is this fireplace right here.
I didn't start it there. I ain't gonna finish it there, baby.
So that when you're in the tub and you're chilling,
Grant, you don't know anything
you
about
got a fireplace on at the same
I don't know anything about most
time, as
things
well
I
as
did
the
the first
candles
time.
lit. as well as whatever.
You know what? I'm certain
whatever else can go on.
It's not complicated. She's young enough.
Let me
She's
take
in
you
good
to the
shape.
crown
I got a
room. You
decent
can't
head
even
on my
enter this
shoulders.
room unless you're about to
Show
get
me what to do. We're
intoxicated
gonna do
some
it.
way.
I am not going to have the single
First of all, you got the pool table, got the bar over here with every kind of liquor that you need. Another thing about this room, you got the Atlanta skyline up here. You can really make it out. That's myself right here blowing out smoke. So the smoke goes all the way around the room. It turns into real money.
The phone calls.
This over here is my card table.
What is
poker game, playing for money, all that, man. It's just having fun.
Disciplined again.
It's time to check out the vehicles, my Mattel collection of cars.
The guy says, you know, Grant, I hear you talk about money a lot, and you know, I just want to tell you.
I speak the truth when I rap. 2002, Escalade. I know I wasn't the first one to drive Cadillacs, but damn, after a brother say Cadillac grills, everybody rolling. This is my show car right here. 2000 Cadillac DeVille. Inside the steering wheel, you have a television, which is the dopest thing you could ever imagine. Everything custom, man. That's how we do it. This is my Mach 5. I know it's an X5, but I call it the Mach 5 because it's the speed racer. I won't be driving it for a little while because I just got a really bad speeding ticket in. As a matter of fact, I got to go to driving school tomorrow.
Would anybody know anything happened? Would you
This
do
is
good
my
things with
favorite
that
car right here. I rode around the whole southeastern region of the United States of America in this car.
Same process, same involvement.
All right, everybody, right now I'm about to take you into my big-ass backyard. I like to call this the biggest backyard in the world.
Would you agree?
This right here is the pool. A lot of entertaining goes on back here. The barbecue grill set out, smoke in the air. I have some waterfalls over there, but right now they're broke. I mean, you didn't think you was going to come to my house and wasn't nothing going to be broke. You're going to need a widescreen for this one because Ludacris got his own football field in his backyard. Now you have the Ludacris basketball court. And what makes this basketball court interesting is because it's a black top with graffiti on there. Luda! And there you have it, baby.
To sell this house and make a profit. I deserve to be able to move to Miami. I deserve this woman. I deserve these 2 kids. I deserve to have my kids learn to swim.
All right, MTV, all right. You've seen my crib. You've seen all my cars. You've seen the biggest backyard in the world. Now it's time to get out my house. Get out.